Going live. The thing is, I know it kind of goes live on us, and I usually wait for this to go, but I'm pretty sure that people are watching this. But yeah, let's go anyways. What's up, Pops?
What's up, kid?
It's Saturday.
And we're at the shop.
It's Saturday at the shop, and we're going to hit you with some headlines. Pops, grab that cigar so we can make the noise.
Ding. If you have time to burn, the time is now. Atabay, back in the house.
And it's still good.
Recapping the meat talks.
The meat talk.
You're
going to want to stick around for that one.
Luciano Week.
And
Legal Lizards Unite.
Unite.
Yeah.
All of that and more in about 10 seconds. Go ahead and hit that share button while we're waiting. We'll be back.
Hold on.
Oh, hold on what?
Watch the blues go up in smoke.
This thing goes to dead.
And we are back.
All right. Well, I'm waiting to see if this is going to come up on the screen.
Okay, it shows us up on there, but I don't know if our notifications have been going out. And with that, oh, did we get a notification today? Great. Well, that is excellent. We're going to hop right into the first segment, or just general kind of saying, you know, good morning to people.
Yeah. So if you're coming to us from a foreign country like Chicago, let us know, and we will say good morning to you in your native tongue.
Larry and Julie Adams, of
Larry
course,
and Julie, of course, they're coming in from LaGrange, Missouri.
Yep.
Good day, mate. Good day, miss.
It looks like Vince Humphreys is coming in.
Vince is coming in from Frisco, Texas. Probably. Well, he was here last night, so I don't think he got too far away. Good day, mate.
I haven't seen him
brother?
for too long, man.
He is, the guy just brightens my day.
I know.
He needs to spend more time up here for my health.
Yeah, Batista's in.
From France.
No, from Texas.
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
Yep, that's it. Good morning. And Wayne Ferguson's in. He went all over the places.
He was, Turd was everywhere. I think, where were we at this week? Austin, Oklahoma City. Jesus, what an extreme. That's like going from the Antarctica to Africa.
Something like that.
Tree huggers.
Oh, shit.
What are you doing?
I'm off a little bit this morning. I mean, what can I say?
How much coffee have you had?
Not enough coffee. We are drinking a little bit of Estretto Coffee Roasters this morning. Thank you for keeping us caffeinated. Good morning. No, come on in.
No, come on in.
How y'all doing? All right?
Doing good. How you doing?
All right.
Brian Burnett is in. Kayla Parker is in.
Hey, y'all.
We are.
How's your chickens?
Rocking.
That's how I say good morning to Kayla.
How's your chickens?
How's your chickens?
Does she have chickens?
She did have chickens. I don't know if she's got chickens. She's bougie now.
Well, you know what? We may be thinking about this. We could become chicken farmers because we can make a killing on. I mean, we can make more on eggs than we can make on cigars now.
A lot more.
Right?
A lot more.
And I know a guy who's got some land. We could just put a bunch of chickens with Baptiste.
Just show him how to pluck those.
You got any chickens down there? At your house? Do you have chickens?
No, but my neighbor.
Oh yeah.
My neighbor got chicken and duck.
Chicken and duck.
Yeah, and I'm buying like duck eggs.
Uh-huh.
Every day, I'm eating duck eggs.
You're eating duck eggs?
Yeah.
With the embryos in it? Balut eggs?
They told me about that just yesterday night.
Yeah, so, okay, for those of you who are watching here pretty soon we're going to have a Cigar Talk Live that is going to have Kathleen Barunda on here. And here's the thing. I don't think she could do a minnow shot. And a minnow shot means you get a minnow.
Right.
But we're putting a twist on it. She has to look at it. She has to name it. Has to pet it. Get emotionally connected with it.
Yeah.
Then it goes into a shot of the worst tequila on the face of the earth.
Okay.
And then she has to take a shot of it so it dies on its way. I don't think she can do it. And she flaked out of it. So that means she has to do 2 of them. And if that's the case, I have to eat a balut egg. And if you don't know what that is, why don't you go ahead and
even look it up.
Google
it's
it.
early.
And just please be on my team on this so we don't have this. What's up, Marty Upton? Good morning to all.
So really, the goose that lays the golden egg is actually happening now, but they're chickens.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the price of chicken or based on the price of eggs. Yeah. I think it's cheaper to buy chicken breasts now than it is to buy the egg. So Just let it mature.
I think you are right. Pops, let's get into some top news, shall we?
Top news.
What do you got up on the top of your radar? I like the Morse codes. I mean, we did write we wrote kind of a script.
Well, did you want me to talk about this?
Talk about whatever you like.
Well, the other night, Tuesday night, you guys benched me. I had an Achilles problem. I pulled a hammy getting something out of the pantry. And so you guys benched me for Tuesday night Cigar Talk Live, which was okay.
Let's talk about that.
First of all, physically, there was largeness on this show.
There are not enough pixels on the planet if you would have gotten into that frame.
We would have to put the camera across the street because I'm not small. Brian Matola was in from Cavalier. Not a small dude. Sitting next to Mark Sheeran, he's a small dude.
Yeah.
You're a small dude sitting next to Mark Sheeran, and then you have Adrian. So I was waiting for one of you guys to fail so I could,
tap in,
call you guys out at halftime, and I could come in and take over and bring some life back in the show. And I realized it might be time for me to retire.
That show on Tuesday was
great.
Excellent.
Go back and watch it. They're talking about how to make briskets, and Mark's talking about his meat, who's one of the finest pit masters on the planet. The guy makes unbelievable barbecue.
Tell me he actually fed us. He fed the entire lounge. Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Everyone who was in here on Tuesday, thanks to Mark Sheeran and Corey as well, his pitmaster, and Sheeran My Meat. I hope somebody can tag that in here. He fed us these pulled pork sandwiches
with coleslaw on
Coleslaw, the vinegar-based sauce on there, on the Hawaiian buns.
Real.
Man, it was so distracting and just absolutely kick-ass.
It's the perfect bite.
Yep.
It is so good.
All the textures work.
So we had that going on, and then Brian Matola comes in. He's now he was with Illugione for a long time. He's now with Sebastian at Cavalier. Love the guy. He was in town, but he's living in Honduras now because they started a factory down there. So he's living down there and doing his best Sebastian imitation with the beard and the rubber band, holding it all together. And shit. I guess it's a thing.
It must be a thing.
I don't know. I could grow 4 hairs and twist them together, and it would look like.
I'll tell you what. I learned a lot about Brian. And there are some sections on that.
Apparently, his family reunions are really interesting.
Real close.
Real tight there.
They're tight.
Yeah. What is the phenomenon that happens where you're sitting in front of a camera on the internet and you just feel you have to tell the truth?
Even if it was a lie, just to say anything.
There's certain things.
He wasn't even drinking.
He wasn't even drinking.
He drank water and let that all out. But I will say, really thoroughly enjoyed that conversation. It was great to have Brian Matola. Fish was in here with him.
Yeah.
Sheeran was in here. This week we're pushing. I'm hoping this will be the show of a lifetime. We have my grandma Mickey that's down here. My grandpa Duke, who you've heard us speak about numerous times.
Yep.
He's a drag racing Hall of Famer. He's terrible motocross rider. I mean, but just an all-around great guy.
Doesn't understand that in a go-kart there's a gas and there's a brake pedal.
It's just gas and
hit into somebody.
So he's coming down to pick grandma up and take her back up on Monday as a plan, but I'm really trying to get him on Tuesday's show.
Yeah.
He probably won't say much, but what he will say.
Yeah, he'll say 8 words, but everybody will be impressed.
I think so.
Yeah.
He's just so goddamn funny. We just need to get them all. We need to get them all sudsy popped up.
For
enough
sure.
Heinekens.
Just get enough in him that he's right on the edge because he falls off the cliff sooner these days. It might be 2 beers and then he falls off the cliff. But yeah, we've watched him do some very interesting things.
He has, and he will, and so that's what we're trying. What's up, Mark Rogers? How you doing?
This is my dad in a nutshell, right? They're in Canada fishing. In Canada, the water is barely above freezing. Real cold.
Yeah.
Real clear. He's sitting there getting a sudsy pop. He calls it a sudsy pop. He's getting a sudsy pop. Fish takes the line, boom, pulls the rod over the boat. He's watching it go down with the fish, but it's so clear that he sees it, and
he jumped
goes,
in.
It's right here, and he jumps in to get it.
He jumped in.
Yeah.
He actually pulled it out.
Pulled the rod out.
He pulls it out. It's a big walleye. So big that we weren't even legally able to keep it.
Right.
So what's he do?
Keeps it.
Well, he doesn't quite know, so he puts it on the stringer and forgets that it's on the stringer behind the boat.
And it's doing its skiing all the way back to the dock where the game warden was standing, and he's got the jaw is ripped, almost the head's ripped off of this thing, and the game warden goes, "What are you gonna do with that?" And he says, "Gonna eat it."
Gonna eat it.
You know that's 8 inches over the limit.
It's like a
Get the hell
$1,000
out of here.
fine.
Yeah. No, that's him in a nutshell. Not a big follower of the rules.
Not a big knower of the rules, but we're trying to get him on Tuesday. Watch out for that. If we do, I'll make sure to promote it. It will be worth your while to just come up and meet the man. Let's hop in and talk a little bit about cigars, shall we? Let's do a little cigar talk live with the top of. Let's just put it right up at the top headline here. If you got time to burn.
I just got word from Darren yesterday. He announced the release of a new cigar called, this is Principal Cigars. He released what I think is one of the most unique looking cigars. Now, I've smoked the cigar, and as you would imagine, it's spectacular.
Yeah, it's a Principal.
But it's called Time to Burn. Now, when he explained to me what he was going to do, I thought, like, there's this other group that was doing some
Watches.
like watch bands. They were, but just printing
Digitally
them,
printed, regular,
yeah, same old,
whatever,
same old stuff. He's actually got vintage watch dials, just the watch dial, adhered to the label, and each one in the box of 10 has a different watch dial on it. It is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
It's another creation from Darren Chaffee's mind.
And these are all vintage watch
They're
dials.
true, and it's cool. He even went through to find the right paper that has this lizard skin for the paper, so it looks like the leather that's on the watch strap. It's another
incredible.
Chaffee.
So they weren't supposed to come out until February. He had some air freighted in, called me yesterday and said, "I'll get them to you. We should have them on Monday." They left Nashville yesterday.
Oh, really?
So we should have them Monday or Tuesday. No, we're only going to have like 14 boxes. But that's I think our order is 50 boxes. But he wanted to get us some before the actual shipment comes in. So we will put the pictures up. Some of you saw it. I know that you guys saw his announcement because everybody started direct messaging me.
Yeah, or we get.
He announced the release of his new cigar. He just didn't announce when. I'm happy to announce the release of our new cigar. Next question is when. He didn't say that.
Well, it's
so
okay.
everybody started sending me messages. Are they here yet? Are they here yet? Are they here yet? So they are almost here yet.
They are almost here yet. They will be here. I can't wait to have those in. We did get a couple of, actually on the principal side of things, as we're talking about all things Majesty, this little guy, this is the Accomplice White Label Lancero. It's been a while since we've had this one in, and I've got to say, it is,
Thank you.
there we go. All right, good looking out. Good looking out. Oh yeah, look at your belly all
I have my
hanging
belly
out there.
button sticking out.
That's the new shirt that you said works perfect.
It does work perfect. It just doesn't work perfect on the show.
We're talking cigars here, and we are talking the Principal White Label Accomplice Lancero. That is just a great, vibrant, anywhere, anytime, anyone cigar.
It is. There is
Perfect
also
Goldilocks.
a my new guilty pleasure is the Principal Strap Hanger Double Decker. I've mentioned that in the past. It is a Corona Gorda. There is a Accomplice White Label Corona Gorda coming. And we will have that soon.
Okay.
The Poland, the cigar that's only available here and in Poland, will be coming back on the shelves.
Excellent.
Soon. So
excellent.
Lots of good things with Principal. Love it. We did unbox today. We were talking about Cavalier. We just unboxed. We got the white labels back, which is a spectacular cigar. If somebody wants a cigar that isn't. Oh my God! Did you just drop an Atabay on the floor?
We'll get to that.
You're grounded.
It
No
just blew
television.
up everywhere.
I don't know if you can tell on your channel all the French flags.
Mm-hmm.
So Baptiste shared it, and we have so many French.
Good morning.
If you want to,
How would
Yeah.
you say good morning?
How do you say good morning?
bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, mate.
Bonjour. Oh, I need to learn like a couple. Now that you're part of this family, you got to teach me a few lines that I can just regurgitate every time and then move past.
I do have a tendency after spending time talking to him to refer to these as cigars.
I know.
Cigar.
It's better.
Yeah.
It's better the way he says it.
Yeah.
Just any accent sounds better than your own
Yeah.
English, you know?
English.
Yeah.
Nebraska English.
So,
Except New York.
except New York. That's right. Yeah, I'm just saying other foreign accents are all better. But yeah, I would say I'll
JD
take
Mars is coming in. Who's stealing? So wait, he's stealing my bonjour.
he's from Paris,
He's from Paris, Texas.
Texas.
And this dude's actually from France.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, their Eiffel Tower's real.
That's
You guys have a replica sitting in downtown Paris, Texas.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I came
So
out
you were talking about Cavalier. We've got that. We're
Cavalier,
rock and
the
rolling.
Visa Jalapa LE limited edition cigar has done very well. We have 4 boxes left, then gone. We still have like 2 boxes left of the early LE this
Okay.
year. I noticed you just left one, so that's for me to smoke.
That's exactly what I brought back here for.
So those are in, but the Visa Jalapa, because of the LE, has all of a sudden started selling out the rest of this product. And I'm smoking the Robusto Gordo, and it's beautiful.
And here's the thing: if you've smoked a Cavalier before, enjoyed it, you've got to try the original stuff again because it's in their new factory.
Yeah.
And I've noticed their new factory, now they control fermentation 100%. So even their original stuff that had a little bit too much pop for my palate, it has rounded out. It's much smoother. It's much cleaner.
And we've talked about this before. They're at the top of the plant is the Ligero leaf, and that's what most manufacturers will add to a cigar in order to give it some punch, some strength. The white label Accomplish uses no Ligero because the tobacco that's in there, they don't want to cloud. They don't want anything to get in the way of just tasting a great cigar. So if you want something on the more mild side of the fence, but it still has, this is your perfect marshmallow cigar. That's the cigar that when you talk about how marshmallow is full flavor, has full flavor, that's what this cigar is.
What we need to do is just for a second for our French audience who's just coming in, bonjour, good morning. This is Saturday at the Shop. That's Pops. That's my dad.
Yeah.
And I'm Brandon. And
That's my
we
kid.
are in Frisco, Texas, the great nation of Texas, and we are sitting with a dear friend of ours, Baptiste, benching cigars over there. He's just to our left side.
Yes.
And welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. If any of you understand what we're saying, welcome home to all of us.
Yeah, and if by we you want us to whip that out, we can't do that. We've been thrown off of Facebook before. We can't do that.
Multiple times.
Turd can.
He's off camera.
He's
He can
on
whip
camera.
it out.
He can, yeah. So
That's it.
Talk about we got we over here.
As we talk about cigars again, Atabase, how good does it feel to walk into the vault and just see the Atabase shelf full?
It just feels like home. It feels like walking in the kitchen and mom's cooking Thanksgiving dinner. I forgot how good that cigar is. I smoked the Duendes Tuesday night. It's still in my top 5 favorite cigars of all time.
I'm smoking the Ritos now.
We received 28 boxes, and we sold 7 boxes in the first 24 hours.
Good. Those are Atabase boxes too of 25.
25, which is about an $800 or $900 box.
Good. They sell themselves. They are just tremendous. If you want to spoil yourself, go ahead and do that.
And to that point, though, only 2 boxes sold. The rest were boxes that were people buying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Do you want to talk about this on our last cigar of the Cigar Talk segment? I know it's got the
Habano.
cello on there. You may not be able to see that.
Yeah, this is the Grand Habano. This was our number 2 cigar in our totally biased top 25 this year. The Grand Habano 20th Anniversario. This cigar has it did what the Zulu did. It has stirred the waters like no other cigar in a long, long time. It didn't come out until December. We sold our allocation plus probably 10 other dealers.
What's up, Brian
Thank God
McGee?
for George Rico. George, the owner, has taken care of us and made sure that we have plenty.
Let's be real honest. George Rico, if this is just a point of relationships, if we didn't have a personal relationship with the owner of that company, there's no way we would have that company in our humidor.
No way.
But because of such a tremendous relationship with George Rico, owner of Gran Habano, we've been able to really understand how good that line is. The Zulu, Black Dahlia, Blue and Green, the 20th Anniversario. There's some...
It's also a reminder how important it is to deal with manufacturers that are also farmers. Placencia.
So let's do that. Let's hop into the education segment. Talk about the difference of producers who are their own farmers.
Well, when you're your own farmer, you control the fermentation process. You're in control of that. You don't know what you're buying from a broker. You don't know if it was aged properly, if they dried it enough, whatever the case may be. There's also this knowledge. It would be like a farmer that's got all the cows out there, but they know that one's going to be really good. Mm-hmm. And when these guys have their control of their own fields, they're going to know which areas, which plots of tobacco is going to be the best. George is a 5th generation farmer, and they're only 3rd generation rollers. So they were growing well before they started rolling.
Yep.
And providing tobacco, some of the finest tobacco available. The stuff is really good. We were fortunate. The Zulu is George's personal blend. We just happened to get virtually all of them.
Man, I'm so happy about that.
This cigar, or the Anniversario, he picked, I think it was 150 dealers. Each dealer gets 2 boxes per, and I think it's per quarter there's an automatic release. We just got like 30 boxes. So we get taken care of on these, but
so
this is a first draw cigar. So think about it. Hochi Blanco, owner of La Galera, makes spectacular cigars, and then there are also spectacular cigars for the money. Because remember, we're not adding more tobacco brokers and all of these other fees into the cost of the cigar. Coming from the field, they roll it. There's a step or two that's been taken out of there that they've got to pay for. That's gone. So typically, when you smoke a Gran Habano Blue and Green, or you smoke a La Galera Connecticut, you're like, Jesus, this is a hell of a cigar. Mm-hmm. And it's $8.
Yep.
What the hell's going on? So I think that's some of the big control. Placencia, you know Placencia better than anybody.
And not only that, I think if you look at it from kind of an F1 perspective, right? You go to the manufacturers, who Ferrari's going to take their best motors, and they're going to use it for their self. And then you take a Haas team who goes and buys the motor. You're never going to get that top tier. Although you can get something that is excellent, and in the cigar world it's a little bit different. Good morning, Brooke. You could have, if you look at Crown Heads, or you look at some of these really top-end producers who aren't their own farmers, Patoro, a lot of them, you can still do it, but it takes a hell of a lot more hand-holding and whip cracking, essentially.
Well, and they have to have the relationship with those farmers.
Right.
So when you think about Patoro uses the Reyes family in the Dominican. They know that's the only place that they're going to get their tobacco from.
But it adds an element of risk and nuance to the relationship, because instead of just taking care of only the product, you got to make sure that the factory's happy, that the factory owner is happy, the farmers are taking care, the whole thing you have to start taking care of. So it is interesting, and there are some manufacturers who farm their own tobacco, and those guys generally are getting to the next degrees. Otherwise, they just buy in massive bulk.
Yeah.
Like Padron has their own, they're completely vertically integrated. Who are some? We've got Gran Habano.
You have Luciano. You have Placencia. You have JRE, which is
Aladino
and Tatiscan, and Hochi Blanco. So, and Hochi does a lot of cigars for other companies. Plasencia is probably the biggest.
Yep.
Because they do the Crux. AJ Fernandez is a big farmer. We don't do a lot of AJ stuff, but AJ does like the Southern Raw product and whatnot. AJ is a huge facility too. But I think Plasencia, from a size perspective in Nicaragua, is
one of the
massive.
biggest, without a doubt. So that rolls in, and we will move to the next here. This week is a big week for us.
It is a big
because
week.
We've got Luciano in the house.
It makes me, I see Kevin Amick's name pop up there. It just makes me sad that some of these guys, Larry and Julie, are freezing their nutsies off up in LaGrange, Missouri. They could be here this week with
Luciano.
Luciano.
Luciano is coming in and hand delivering his own product, which we've been hammering him for months now. Talk about going from working with a factory to then taking over complete, total vertical integration of your company. That's not as clean as one would expect.
I think when we originally talked to him, I think it sure felt like it was going to be really clean. And I think he got in the mud and found out
It ain't.
it ain't.
No.
So,
But he will be here as well as Ed Trevino, who is his director of sales.
Yep.
Both those guys will be in. That's first Friday, this coming Friday. Make
Yeah.
sure to get tickets. We still have a few left. We'll have some education built in. We'll do an owner spotlight with them. Biz will come in. We'll put some music on. It will just be a great party. Really.
is it going to be
really
more
looking forward
chill?
to
It's
that.
not going to be like super funk or.
It always starts chill.
Yeah, I think there's always good intention.
Every time I'm like, Biz, hey, let's roll this one. Cool.
The thing that I like about our first Fridays is we get so many first timers in here because they've heard what First Friday is all about. So there's a lot of first timers in here that are going to be exposed to. I would say there's two people that are on a plateau. And that is Nelson Alfonso, owner of Atabay, the creator of Atabay, and Luciano. I put them on a plateau because it's like watching a surgeon, being an expert surgeon and watching these guys and go, you just found out that you don't know shit. And that is, Luciano is my Yoda. I mean, I look at him and I listen and I learn every time I talk to him.
Yep.
And he has this way of taking the complex and making it understandable and making it so that you go, oh, I've had that before, or I've experienced that before, or I've tasted that before. And it's just...
It's just, he's one of the... he is just one of the kindest, open, easy to learn from guys. His personality is just excellent. He fits in the family perfectly.
When he starts opening Tupperware containers of tobacco and rolling it with a paper towel, it's it's incredible experience to watch.
Yeah, you're going to want to be here for this one, so make sure you grab your tickets for it. And then March, I think it's March 16th, which would be the third Saturday of March.
Okay.
We are going to have Pablo Richard Patoro in.
Great.
He's actually it's actually in part because Noelle, his fiance, has wanted to come to Texas for basically her whole life.
Well, that means he's going to move here.
Well, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, but he lives in Switzerland, though. That's a pretty tough sell.
Yeah.
But she was so fed up of not being able to come that she booked the flights last fall. She just booked the flights. We're going in March. That's it. That's all there is to it. So they will be here. We're going to do an owner spotlight with him. We will. It'll just be a great time to come. Talk about top tier human being.
Top tier, absolutely. We're so blessed. I mean, it's just there are so many brands out there that the brand owners they're not going to worry themselves with a single store. They're more worried about the big chains. They're worried about making the relationships with the big box guys. And look, that's what they got to do.
Yeah, you got to make money.
But do they care about what this little store in Frisco does? Or any of the others? So you see a lot of shops that are just filling their humidor with stuff that the manufacturers really don't care.
Yep.
These guys legitimately care about what goes on at Industrial Cigars. So
Agreed.
it is It's a very, very unique thing. So if you can make it, you got to make it.
Let's unless there's anything else, we got Meat Talk,
We
Luciano.
got Liga is on the road to us right now, so we'll have, it's typical. It's very Liga-ish in that it's allocated, but we will have some Ligas in here. Tabernacles are in, and I was thinking about why don't we just have the David and Goliath go at each other and maybe sell somebody a Tabernacle and a Liga and just let them fight it out.
See which
Smoke
one
them
they
at
like.
the same time. See which one you like.
It's actually a good idea. I really like that.
Yeah.
Yep. Wayne, to your point, Austin F1 race when Pablo came down to be with the Haas team, who he's a sponsor of, in Austin, and then he drives 3 hours back here to watch the race from Industrial.
Yeah.
That does speak volumes. That was a great experience to sit with him. He's next level human being. Well, I think that leaves us.
And his partner Patrick is on another level. We do have members that do go to Switzerland, and they are welcomed with open arms in the Pictorial Lounge, which is extremely private. Extremely private. You have to make an appointment when you're a member, to get in.
Right.
And our guys are welcomed with open arms. It is awesome.
So I think in this this just leaves us to our final segment, which is what you packing.
Yeah.
We're gonna change it up a little bit. There's
Yep.
so many French people.
Yep. So much French in here. Let's.
I mean, there's some questions that came in.
Beautiful. So on the final segment,
Yeah.
everyone give it up for Baptiste. Beautiful. All right, so I'm going to bring this in. There's your stool for you this afternoon. Come on up here. Yeah, take a seat right over here. Yeah, sit on it. That thing's American made.
We're
in
in
China.
Texas.
That's good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, cheers to you.
Bonjour.
With your disgusting American coffee. Perfect. I'm almost usual with it.
Do you want to throw out a little line to the people who are coming in? Your French.
There's a lot of
followers who are
red
here?
flags flying.
Yeah, so I think the best thing is I can translate you some question was already asked, then I can ask other question in French. Just translate to you, you answer, and I translate back.
Can't wait.
Awesome.
Can't wait.
So the first question
Unless you
was-
want me to go ahead and say it in French.
So the first question was, they told me about the Kentucky Fire Curt. So in France, we only have Drew Estate who was selling that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any other brand here who made that?
Yes, there is. As a matter of fact, there's United Cigars has the Terra Nova. It's called the Dark Fired Kentucky. We have them here.
Yep.
Okay.
This uses Kentucky Fire Cured tobacco, and what I like about that is
United Cigars, ils font un cigare aussi Kentucky Fire Curt qui s'appelle le Terra Nova. Ils l'ont ici d'ailleurs.
and it's not as smoky. It's not as intense. It's nice and
C'est pas
refined.
aussi violent au niveau du goût fumé que les Kentucky Fire Curt de Drew Estate.
So the process is the tobacco is in a drying barn, and they actually burn bourbon barrels, and the smoke from the bourbon barrels permeates that tobacco, and that's what gives it that more of a almost barbecue.
Et donc le truc c'est que dans le séchoir, là où il sèche les feuilles, il brûle un baril de bourbon, et en fait c'est la fumée du baril de bourbon qui donne ce goût un peu barbecue, etc.
We are
Boom,
international.
boom.
We
Boom.
are international.
I like that.
as
It's
F.
This is great. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's good.
Yeah.
So they have options.
Yeah.
Also, the Toscano line uses Kentucky
Il y a
Fire
aussi
Cured.
les Toscanos qui utilisent du tabac Kentucky Fire Curt aussi.
And that cigar is rolled 100% by 40 women in Italy,
Yep.
and I'm sure available all over Europe.
Do you guys have any sort of like rivalry with like France and Italy, where you have? Well, I'm not doing that because it's Italian and you're French.
I'm not sure to understand what you're asking.
So, like for instance, here you'll have states next to each other.
Yeah.
Where Nebraska, where I'm from, we don't eat corn from Iowa because they have bad corn.
Yeah.
Or so we think.
'cause,
Because
yeah.
we just don't like each other.
We just don't like it.
Yeah,
Do
okay.
you have that same thing between?
So, donc,
Uh-huh.
donc là, ils sont en train de me demander s'il y a des rivalités comme il y a ici entre les États, entre les pays européens. So, the biggest rivalry is between France and England because of the history, because they're a piece of shit. And so, so that's why.
Okay.
Because we used to be the two biggest empire in the world, and we're in war. We stay in war during more than 1,000 years. So it's like 5 times the whole year of American history. We was in war, then our king fight, then make alliance, then refight, then sometime they're on the same family. So we got a really joint history. But the thing is, we take the good way and they take the shitty way.
There we
So
go.
that's why they're eating so much shit every day. That's why
Their food is terrible.
the food is terrible, people are terrible, building are terrible, everything is terrible in England.
There we go.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
This is good consumer advice.
People say,
but-
la perfide Albion, it's a whole term to talk about England, but it's like really insulting, but it's like also really historical. It's like when people talk to England during Napoleon time. That's what they say.
What do they say?
They just said that, la perfide Albion, but it's like really insulting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I like that.
It's something people say during Napoleon War.
But I could just see some guy in London right now going.
So yeah.
But we had the Beatles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Top that.
And even in the American history, when America tried to be independent from England, the French king directly decided to help them. And it's not really for helping American, it's more for,
Yeah, for fucking over
it's
the
more for
British.
fucking the British. So they send the French Navy and they block the English Navy on the sea, so the English soldiers can't come on the ground. And that one of the biggest reasons America won the war and become independent.
Well, thank you to the French.
Yeah.
Thank you to the French. I didn't think I'd say that today, but
Yeah.
So you can say something was really French. It's really historical. It's merde pour le roi d'Angleterre. You can say that.
that's
What he said.
So is that eat shit
It's
to
like
the British?
No, it's like shit for the English king, but it's like it's more something you say. It's not really insulting. It's more like I don't know. It's like go by.
Okay.
No, it's
Bafagu.
yeah. That's the same thing.
Okay, we're gonna write that down phonetically so
Yeah.
I can memorize that and start every show with that.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, we're not real big in England anyway.
No, we just got that. We just got Grizz over there.
That's it.
He won't understand it.
He'll fight for us.
Currently, there is a guy who just connected, Marty. He is a military. He got a team, and he's helping injured soldiers. And it's a international team. You got the same team in America, and he's working with American people for that.
Oh, wow.
So
Thank you for doing
yeah,
what you do.
it's I just try to remember the name of the team. You probably know it. Si tu peux m'aider, mec, le nom de la team. That's Warriors, but I don't remember the name. The what? Wounded Warriors.
Wounded Warriors?
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
great.
the French president of the Wounded Warriors.
Wow.
He's
Wow.
currently on. the
Oh,
line.
excellent.
Wow. Good morning. Thank you, or good afternoon to him, I suppose.
Yeah.
Is there another question?
So
that,
it's actually 6 p.m. in France. It's currently 6 p.m.
okay.
in France, yeah.
Well, good evening.
Yeah. Good evening.
Yeah. Is there another question that they fired through there? I mean, I love where that went.
of insults about English people.
Excellent.
So,
But really
so
Christian.
here's the thing. Baptiste said he came here last year, spent some time. He comes here every year, has spending a lot of time. The last time he was here, he spent just enough time to realize that he needed to go back to France, pack up, sell all of his shit, and he moved to Texas.
Yeah.
And now he's living the dream. He's got a big ass truck.
Yep.
And he's
Yeah,
got a
look at
big
that thing. It's all muddy
I
and
mean,
shit.
it's got mud on it and everything. He's got some land out there. His neighbor's got chickens. He's
That's
overstealing
important to
the eggs.
translate. That
Yeah.
is really important
Yeah.
to translate to talk
Yeah.
about
Donc,
that. process.
so a guy say God bless the veteran.
Amen.
Donc ce qu'il dit c'est que il est content que je sois venu ici et il dit c'est marrant parce que la dernière fois que je suis venu j'ai juste passé du temps ici et tout Après, je suis parti 6 mois, j'ai vendu tous mes trucs. Je suis revenu ici et dit maintenant j'ai un énorme monster truck, un gros terrain, etc. à la campagne. But like I said, you know, like people here think that for me it's a big, really different place and everything. But the thing is, the rural culture, like it's pretty the same everywhere in the Western world. Like I used to travel a lot, Russia, everywhere. And every time I met people from rural culture, like hunter and trappers, fishermen, everything, we're the same. Like me living in Polville, Texas, it's not so different. So from where I used to live, I'm talking about the culture, like the way the people live. Like it's more different. Like when Busy come in my house, for him, it's more different that from Frisco to Polville than from my village to Polville. You know,
Wow.
He's like, I'm more comfortable in Polville than he is when he come. He's like when he walking on the grass. Like last time, he was walking on the grass that high with just basket. I said, man, you have to take care of snake. He was like, oh, there is snake here. I said, yeah, man, you live in Texas. What are you thinking?
In all fairness, the first time
Busy didn't want to see a picture of a snake.
No, we took Biz to Nicaragua and we did some filming, and you've got the beautiful serenity of the morning of the tobacco fields. It's beautiful. It's awesome. And all of a sudden, out of the corner, you just hear, "God damn it, son of a bitch! God, what the fuck?" And you look over, and he's wearing these $450 pair of Michael Jordans, and just stepped in this huge puddle of mud, and the whole thing was just covered to his ankle in mud. City people, right?
Donc là, ce que je dis, c'est qu'en fait, c'est pas si différent pour moi parce que la culture rurale, elle est à peu près pareille partout. Et mon caméraman, qui est un mec de la ville ici, quand il vient chez moi, là où j'habite, c'est-à-dire à la campagne texane, en fait, il est beaucoup moins confortable que moi quand j'y suis. Il est beaucoup moins habitué à tout ça. Et donc, ça les fait rire. Ils ont été au Nicaragua faire une vidéo. Et en fait, là-bas, le Nicaragua, bon, bah, la route, à un moment, tu te la fabriques. Et il disait qu'il a dégueulassé ses chaussures parce qu'il était avec des Jordans super chers.
I am so insanely impressed with just you. I mean, just one, to have the balls to move across the world, to risk everything,
Thank you, man.
to come to a completely different country, to do what you do, to live the life that you live, to just take chances, to be completely bilingual. And this isn't Spanish and English.
I'm not completely bilingual.
Well, you're
try
sitting here
to
with
be.
camera and lights on, and you're pretty fucking comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm just so impressed. I'm so happy and blessed to have met you and connect with you.
Thank you, man. I
and
appreciate
a
it.
huge thanks for being here and being a part of this, and Adrian for connecting us. I'm looking forward to seeing what we do here in the future.
Il est vraiment, il est content que je sois là. Il est impressionné du fait que j'ai fait ce changement de vie, etc. Et que je sois si, voilà, que je parle quand même déjà bien anglais, que je sois confortable ici, etc. Il est vraiment content d'avoir ce mélange de culture et il a hâte de voir ce qu'on va faire plus tard. I really look forward to see what we can do too, because we definitely have to do something, like something on my channel here. Like a cigar video. I don't know exactly. No, I have to think about that, but sure. Because people are interesting. You see, like it's live streaming totally in English from a place people don't know in France, and there's still like 25 guys who are staying on the live.
Yeah.
And I know how they complicate for people, like when it don't, because they don't on majority of the guys, they don't understand a shit about what we say. So they make the effort to stay, and so because they're interesting.
Yeah, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
Je dis, je sais que c'est pas facile, c'est pour ça que je vous traduis tout, de rester sur un live quand on parle pas la langue, etc. Donc c'est pour ça que je suis là pour vous traduire, les gars. And the thing is, a place like this in France, we don't have it. So basically, the cigar culture was really, really high back in the 19th centuries and the beginning of the 20th centuries. But with every tobacco law and everything like that, and the decrease of masculinity in general, the cigar culture goes away from France. So currently, like in all the Paris area, I'm talking about Paris and all the outskirts, there is only 2 cigar lounge. And they're not big, that like really little cigar lounge. So the thing is, in every restaurant you got terrace, so you can't smoke on a terrace. But a place like this with the big humidors and thing, for French people, for French cigar smokers, that looks like a dream. Like here, even in my small village, there is a cigar lounge. There is like 2 or 3 cigar lounges in every city.
Yeah, there's 90 in Dallas.
Donc il y a 90 cigar lounge à Dallas, c'est fou. C'est fou. Je leur dis que chez nous, les cigar lounge, il y en a de moins en moins et c'est très compliqué d'en trouver.
All I gotta say is thank you for being here, and thank everyone for
Thank you, man.
on their side for joining us this morning. And I'm looking forward to us figuring out what we're gonna do. For the people who are watching, the best way to follow you on YouTube is Bench Cigars.
Yeah, and soon there will be a secondary channel with only vlog on it. So I'm gonna bring the GoPro here, doing like every time we do some stuff, just laughing and smoking cigar, hanging out. I'm gonna do some little rush and put it together and make like maybe 2 vlogs by month on the secondary channel.
That is kick.
So you, boss, gonna become a star in France.
Let's rock and roll.
Yeah, we're taking it one country at a time.
Yeah, and everyone who's over in France, if they ever make their way here, they have a home here. This is their
Donc
place.
ça c'est important ce qu'il vient de dire, il a dit vous êtes tous les bienvenus ici, même si vous n'avez pas de carte de membre. Si vous venez de France, au Texas, on est à Frisco, Industrial Cigar, vous pouvez suivre la page Instagram et vous êtes tous les bienvenus et je vous assure que vous venez ici, vous dites juste que vous venez de France, vous êtes sûr et certain qu'ils vous accueilleront, je peux vous le garantir.
That's it. That's it.
What he said.
Will you sign us off? Will you give us a little big thank you for those who are watching, and let's get that hell out of here.
Ok. Merci à tous et vous remercie beaucoup d'être venus sur le live et puis on va clôturer.
Thank you.
That's it.
Adios.
Au revoir.
À plus les gars. Ciao.
Adios.
Ciao. Ciao for now, ground cow.